Sustainable development or sustainable freedom? You can't have both. Sustainable development was conceived in 1976 at the United Nations Conference on Human Settlements in Vancouver, British Columbia, where the conference declared that public control of land use is indispensable. Sustainable development was born in the report of the United Nations 1987 World Commission on Environment and Development, titled Our Common Future. Sustainable development came of age at the 1992 United Nations Conference on Environment and Development in a document called Agenda 21, with 40 chapters of specific policy recommendations. Sustainable development was imposed by executive order in 1993 by the President's Council on Sustainable Development. Freedom 21 and Sovereignty International have compiled several examples of how the implementation of sustainable development tramples individual freedom and private property rights. For example, the owner of this home in Corbin, Kentucky, was fined $2,250 for failing to keep his grass mowed and for having debris on his property. The 70-year-old owner of this home in Orrin, Utah, wound up in jail for not keeping her lawn watered. In Collier County, Florida, you can develop your land if it lies in an area that is orange on the planning map. If your land lies in an area that is green, you cannot develop your land. South Carolina State Representative Joe Neal doesn't like what sustainable development has done to his district.
What we're facing is a plan for growth and development that's being implemented by County Council here called Vision 2020. It is a flavor or a type of smart growth legislation. And what that simply means is that a vision has been developed by planners for this area. They want to dictate how growth will occur or not occur in this area. And by that result, who will profit or not profit by that plan. And what this plan does, very simply, is to lay out a vision of this area that includes the evolution or creation of villages. They want to force all growth in this area into villages, high-density, high-population villages. Around these villages will be drawn what are called urban boundary zones. These urban boundary zones will delineate the village from the surrounding countryside. And those two entities, the village and the countryside, will be treated differently by this legislation. Property that is not in the village will find that its value is lessened, reduced, or eliminated. Property within the village will find that that property will gain or rise in value because that's the only place where development will be allowed to occur.
To learn how sustainable development has permeated virtually every community and what you can do about it, read this booklet online. And to get copies for your elected officials and friends and neighbors, visit these websites.